Hello, welcome back. I will talk about where clause in this lecture. Where clause is the most important clause in SQL. Let's start with what is where clause and why we need to use where clause in query. Let's move on. Where clause is used to filter records. The where clause is used to extract only those records that fulfill a specified condition. Why where clause is important? Gives you specific condition and more focus-oriented result. As you use select statement in your query, you need to give a condition to your query in order to get specific result. Let's look at the syntax. Select column 1, column 2, column 3, column n from table where the condition. You can specify a condition using the comparison or logical operators. Let me show you the table. Operators that you need as you are using where clause. Equal and not equal, greater than, less than, greater than or equal, less than or equal, between, like, in. I'm gonna talk about these operators later. Let's move on to examples. Let's start with equal. Let's say we would like to find out one of the salesperson ID's total sales amount in each year. How we gonna build our query? First, you need to select subtotal and year from the sales table where salesperson ID equal to 90. We are giving the condition to the query in order to find out the subtotal of the sales order per salesperson ID. Let's move on to the second example. We're going to use not equal for the same example. This time, we want to find out subtotal of each year for all sales order numbers, but without this, okay? We're gonna start select clause subtotal year from sales order header, which means our table, columns, and we have to give a condition that sales order number not equal this number. Let's move on to other example. We're gonna use greater than and less than this time. Greater than and less than is one of the important operators. In this example, we need to pull up business entity ID and territory ID from the table if sales amount greater than 500 or less than 900. How we gonna build the query for this request? First, we're gonna use select business entity ID, territory ID, sales year to date. These are columns. From sales.salesperson, this is table. So we have to give the condition where sales year to date less than 500, less than or equal 500, or sales year to date greater than 900, or vice versa. This is just a structure. Okay, let's move into SQL and explore more example on SQL for where clause. Let's start with the examples for where clause. I would like to start with the same example in our presentation. Select subtotal order date from sales order header. Okay, first of all, And we should also include, sales person ID as well, okay, in order to see this salesperson ID in detail. Highlight it, execute. You will see the salesperson ID here. There are some nodes, and there are salesperson IDs and subtotal and order date, and I prefer using year function right in front of the order date in order to make it clear. And highlight, execute, and as you can see, we pull up this table from the sales order header, and this table shows all the salesperson IDs information, but we need only 290. What we're gonna do is where sales person ID equal 290. Let's highlight it, execute. This is the result what we were looking for. As you can see, we only see the subtotal and year of the 290 salesperson ID. Let's give the other example. This time I'm gonna give the different example in order to use not equal. Let's start. Select subtotal, comma, year. I really like using year function, and due date, and from sales order header. Okay, first we run this query in order to see the detail, but we would like to restrict this query with sales order number. That's why I would like to add sales order number in order to see in detail. Let's highlight and execute. Okay, I can see the sales order number right now, so I can restrict my query with the condition by including where clause sales order number not equal SO43 697. Okay, let's run it. Okay, what I did here, I exclude this sales order number from my query in order to see the rest of the information that I use with select, subtotal, year, and sales order number without this sales order number. Let's dive into more examples. Let's use more different example. Select business entity ID and territory ID and sales year to date from salesperson. Okay, let me find the table from left hand side. Where is the sales dot salesperson? Sales dot here. Okay, these are my columns. I'm gonna look at the columns and the table. I prefer using business entity ID, territory ID, sales year to date right here. Okay, and I would like to see the columns that I prefer to pull up. These are the columns that I would like to see, but I would like to restrict my query because I'm looking for the sales year to date greater than 500 or less than $900. How can I do that? I'm gonna add where clause where sales year to date. Okay, I'm sorry, and greater than or equal 500 or sales year to date less than 900. Okay, let's run it. What we're gonna see. Okay, so as you can see, we see these rows that prove our condition. This should be less than 5. This should be greater than 500 and less than 900. And we can see the territory ID, business ID, that condition show us the information what we need. Okay, I would like to give the last example with and. And I'm gonna use different table and the columns in this example. Select product ID. This time I'm gonna pick the product ID from production product inventory table. Let's pull up the table first in order to see the details. Okay, these are the product ID in the production inventory table. Let me find out the table production product inventory production product. Where is it? Here. Okay, just here so we can see the columns. Okay, so right now one of my client asked me the product ID, the where located in shelf A and shelf B. First of all, I would like to look into how many shelves I have and what kind of shelf I have in my inventory. Let's write down shelf. Okay, and highlight and execute. Okay, I think there are bunch of different shelves, but they find out how which products are common in shelf A and shelf B. So we're gonna use where clause shelf A and shelf B. I'm sorry, we forgot equal execute. There is no common product. There is no product ID at the same time, shelf A and shelf B. Let's look at which one, either A, B. We're gonna look at either or. So we're gonna use or in order to see one of them in this shelf. Highlight and execute. Okay, product 1 in shelf A, B and A. Okay, so we can see that we can use different operators with where clause in order to show the results and create the different tables. Thank you for watching and see you in the next lecture. Hope you have a wonderful day.